The Walt Disney Company is getting ready for a dogfight, or mouse fight, against the Donald Trump administration, fighting President Trump for the next 4 years in a long, drawn-out slog that has very much to do with DEI. However, today we're going to show you that Disney does not have the ammo needed this time, and Bob Iger may be siphoning all the profits out of the company for his own political gain. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Pro Channel, where we as ever endeavor to explain entertainment. Keeping you ahead of the culture curve is what we do, and happy Sunday to each and every one of you out there. We hope you're having a wonderful day and making the world a better place. Click the like button, and here we go, folks. Will you please humor me for just one moment? I need to show you something before we get into the DEI aspect of the video, and I apologize for that, but you have to see it to understand what's really going on at Disney. I need you to see, because there is an illusion that Disney puts out there. Perhaps they don't even try. Perhaps it's just as a result of generations of people coming to respect the company. Disney has the illusion that they are a behemoth, a grandiose company of great value and of tremendous success. The best, the brightest, the greatest in entertainment. Yet if you look here, you'll see that over the past 5 years, the Walt Disney Company has dropped almost exactly 20% of its value. When you consider that inflation has been at historic levels, sometimes reaching 10% or more per year under the Joe Biden administration, then you also begin to realize that just by virtue of inflation, Disney should have risen at that same level, except they didn't. They actually lost during a very significant inflationary period, which means that they lost tremendous transactional power. If you were investing in Disney, you didn't have a good time compared to the S&P 500, which over the past 5 years has increased by 85%. Again, dropping 20% over 5 years, that's Disney. Increasing 85%, that's every other company combined together for an average out of the top 500 companies in the U.S. economy. I need you to understand that, because I need you to understand where this company is. I also need you to understand that according to sportsbusinessjournal.com, Bob Iger just hosed all of you out there. This came out on the 24th. Disney's Iger sees 30% compensation increase in 2024. A white, non-diverse male? Yes, and let me tell you, he's making a lot. You know, Bob Iger returned, by the way. Let's go back to that Disney stock for just a second, and then we're going to get into the DEI. Bob Iger came back in 2022. Does anybody notice what happened? It hasn't been good, Bob. This is the prior CEO. He got to be at Disney for a little bit, but he was kicked out because of politics, and Bob Iger had to come in and replace him because of politics. Had nothing to do with finances, by the way. Disney CEO Bob Iger's annual compensation rose to $41 million. $41 million. He's pale, and he is well in charge of Disney and your money if you're a shareholder. $41 million in 2024. A 30% increase from the $31.6 million he received in 2023, according to Connor Hart of the Wall Street Journal. Iger received $18.3 million in stock awards, $12 million in option awards, $7.2 million in bonuses. Wow. He's receiving $7.2 million in bonuses, despite the fact the company is down 20% over the past 5 years. Phenomenal. And that is why, see, I told you we get to DEI. That is why Disney may have been very quiet about releasing this new document. It's their SEC report, Walt Disney Company 2025, Notice of Annual Meeting of Shareholders and Proxy Statement. The only thing that really came out in the public was this letter from our chairman, which is a letter from Bob Iger, which is the normal platitudes of, hey, we're doing just fine. Actually, it's James P. Gorman. Iger's down lower. Sorry about that, folks. There's Iger. See, we've read it. But it's all just platitudes. Here's the deal. Normally, they make these things very, very public. Normally, this is everywhere, and they want you to see it. It's rather hidden this year, and there's a reason for that. It has everything to do with the Trump administration, I believe. Out of thatparkplace.com, because it just so happens that we watch for these things. We knew the SEC filing would be happening, even if Disney did not want to make it very public. And Jonas J. Campbell scooped this and let us know about it. And then Marvin Montanaro got right to work, because we discovered something in this document that Disney shareholders might be very interested in knowing. Here's the article. It says Disney defies Trump order on DEI, that's diversity, equity, and inclusion, in SEC filing, admits to tying bonuses, say it again, folks, admits to tying bonuses to race and sex-based factors, appears to list diversity as a skill. Now, when you're tying bonuses to race and sex, that would indicate that you're probably acting illegally. Although I cannot say for certain, I'm not an attorney. I'm definitely not a corporate attorney. But if you're a shareholder, and if you are someone investing in Disney, you might want to know that. You might want to know that this could result in a very big battle between Bob Iger's company, which he is hosing, and we just showed that. Now, I'm using that colloquially, just in case Disney wants to come after me. Colloquially, right? I think it's my opinion that pay compensation is unwarranted for how poorly Disney is functioning. My opinion, I get to have one. So I think he's hosing everybody involved in this. I also find it interesting that the white guy, Mousy Messiah, came back and sunk the company, and he's getting paid tons of money, and he's doing it using this system. Let's read all about it. At a time in which President Trump is slashing diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives, and major corporations are following suit, Amazon did, right? Others did as well. Disney has doubled down on its commitment to diversity. How does Disney define diversity? By not being a white man. And that's what you need to know. Now, I'm going to add Jewish to that as well. So long as you are not white, Jewish, and male, you're diversity. That's it. This is so narrowly defined that they are now targeting a single class of people in a very significant way, but all the while being led by someone who is exactly what he is against. And by the way, most of his C-suite is as well. But the rest of the company is being turned into the government of California. So if you wonder why is Disney destroying their very popular attractions at their parks to replace them with things people don't want, because they're being run by the government of California. Now, not literally, but the people who are so bad that they can't put water in fire hydrants are the same kind of people who are running the Walt Disney Company. So when they kick the Muppets out of the theater, instead of just building a new theater and make many of their fans and potential guests very angry at the same time that Epic Universe is about to open, you could say, well, only an idiot would do that. And you'd be right. The problem for Disney is they probably don't think they can build another theater because they don't have the people there anymore who can actually build stuff. They can't put little lights in the ground in Epcot without them malfunctioning. The entire area that they redid in Epcot smells like sewage all the time. So, yeah, I think they've considered we don't have the ability to actually build new things. So we should just kick the good stuff out of the attractions, put something new in there. It will be crap, but we can tell our shareholders up until the time Bob Iger retires that we built stuff, we did new stuff. In its recent annual filing with the United States Securities and Exchange Commission, the Walt Disney Company showcased unwavering commitment to its controversial diversity, equity, and inclusion agenda. While companies like Amazon, Walmart, Boeing, and Ford are moving away from such initiatives amidst growing national scrutiny, Disney is doing the opposite, proudly incorporating DEI into its board selection process and executive bonuses. And those are big bonuses. Here's what we've got, folks. Disney lists diversity as a skill and valid experience. Disney's SEC filing emphasizes the diversity of its board of directors, boasting that 50% of its members are considered diverse, with 40% non-male. Now, for those of you who struggle with the English language, traditionally, I would say that means woman. Just throwing it out there. And 30% non-white. It's clear from this filing that Disney considers anyone who isn't a white male to be diverse. Say it again, folks. There is only one category of person in this SEC filing that Disney targets against, in my opinion, and that is men of European primary ancestry. Everyone else gets a lift. Everyone else. Except, are you a male who is of primary European ancestry? Well, boy, do I have a way for you to get around this. The Disney company is willing to call you diverse if you just have particular bedroom activities, or if you wish to have said specific bedroom activities, or if you say in any way that you identify in a way that is not traditional to those bedroom issues, or presents yourself in a fashion which would suggest such. How's that for a workaround? Bob Iger is none of those things, though, and he is hosing you. That's my opinion, still. So there you go, folks, and this is straight out of the SEC filing. Now, this, of course, sets up a battle with the Trump administration, because under the Biden administration, companies were encouraged to hire based on quotas and based on immutable differences. Under the Trump administration, that's illegal. It always was illegal, but under the Biden administration, it wasn't prosecuted. Under the Trump administration, this sort of thing probably is illegal. You probably can't say, we're going to reward everybody but men who have a particular set of bedroom activities and who are from Europe in their ancestry. You probably can't do that. It's probably actually in the bedrock of our nation that you can't be discriminatory against just that one group of people. Go figure. I do want to point out that Breitbart is acknowledging that Park Place, and we want to give a shout out to Breitbart. We surely do appreciate them doing that. Their article is Disney doubles down on diversity as Trump purges DEI from federal government. It says Disney touted its commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion in its annual proxy statement. It even classified diversity under the category of skills and experience. The filing, which was first reported by that Park Place, comes as a growing number of major corporations, including Walmart, Target, Boeing, Ford, move away from. You get the idea. The executive order doesn't affect, this is talking about the executive order from Trump. The executive order doesn't affect corporations like Disney, but the larger cultural shift away from DEI is unmistakable as companies and even academic institutions seek to distance themselves from woke ideology. For now, at least, Disney is still on board with DEI. Disney's proxy filing lists DEI as a factor in calculating the annual bonuses of its top executives, including CEO Bob Iger. Now, let's just have fun with that for a moment, folks, as we get ready to wrap. Bob Iger is not diverse, according to his own company's way of figuring this out. What that means, really, I don't know. It just means that he's a white dude who has relations with a wife. So he's not diverse. Yet Bob Iger benefits from the so-called diversity, because Bob Iger has set it into his, well, maybe the board did, but somebody set it up so that the more quote-unquote diverse, the more that Bob Iger, a non-diverse person, makes money off of it. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Bob Iger is getting extra yachts, even though he's not diverse whatsoever, and he's doing it by making money off of so-called diverse people who just so happen to be anybody who is not a white dude with a, well, with a heterosexual preference. That's Bob Iger. What a loon. What a loser. What a total loser, this guy. Now, I will finish this way, folks. When you watch what is happening at Walt Disney World, and Epic Universe really should wipe the floor with them in market share. Just wipe them out. And they should. And I hope it happens. I hope Disney gets wiped out in market share. Disney World is their number one asset, by the way. If it happens, get ready for all hell to break loose at the Disney company. And they are whistling straight into the graveyard, and I think they're picking up the shovel to bury themselves. So good for them. If that happens, then you can thank this effort by Disney to get away from meritocracy. You can thank Disney and Bob Iger and all the rest of his merry bandits for having siphoned off the legacy of Walt Disney in order to have all their yachts, while they have filled their ranks with the same kind of competency that we've seen in the government of California. They're practically one and the same. It's a revolving door. And for that, I say, Disney has done this to themselves completely and utterly. And I'm not sure that shareholders are looking forward to the battle between Disney and the Trump administration, especially when, just as a layperson here looking at it, seems to me that Disney is declaring publicly that they are acting criminally, at least in terms of discrimination against white dudes. How will that go under this administration? Well, I guess we'll find out, won't we? Maybe the Trump administration would be keen to make an example out of Disney. I don't know that. But if you're a shareholder, get ready, potentially, for it to happen. All right, folks, that's the video for the day. Thank you for coming our way. It really is an honor every time we get the chance to spend time with you. Folks, like, share, subscribe, click it, stick it to the algorithms. It is the notification bell. Drop a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts on all of this. Tell us if we're wrong, by the way, as well. Are you a corporate attorney who specializes in this sort of thing? We'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment down below. And folks, until the next time we have the joy of spending time with you, keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun.
Okay, these colors just seem to conflict with your natural tone.
Wilton, what are you doing?
Obviously, we're getting Jose ready to throw his name in the hat to be the next CEO of Disney.
That's ridiculous. He's not qualified for that kind of role.
Well, of course he is. He's a wonderful candidate for a corporate puppet.
What on earth is happening?
He's literally a foreign agent by all accounts. You think honoring boundaries is a thing? No! This is Disney! He's got diversity points, green skin, and a wig. And most importantly, he likes to destroy things and blow them up, whether they're from the past or from now. He shows no discrimination.
Okay, you know what? I really can't argue with any of that. So,
right?
You two have fun. I'm gonna go read thatparkplace.com and watch WDW Pro.
Okay, bye. Okay, Jose, say magical experiences.
I already hate this.